Salvete! Hello everyone and welcome to Love Latin. I'm Stephen and I'm really pleased to be doing another video about the basic aspects of the Latin language. If you didn't already watch the last video on nouns and the first conjugation, I do suggest you go over that one first. It's about 18 minutes because today's lesson will build upon what we did in the last one. Unless, of course, you're already familiar with first declension nouns, at nouns, and the accusative, in which case we can dive straight in. So, guys, today I want to talk about verbs, and we're going to learn our first conjugation, as they call it. What's a verb, then? Basic question. Often described as an action word, a verb of doing, to swim, to go, to eat, or being. I am, that's a verb. He, she is. I become. It seems. So sometimes it can be a being word as well as a doing word. Just bear that in mind. Now, in Latin, verbs are organized into categories called conjugations. There are 4 conjugations, and we're going to focus today on the first one. Now, all verbs in the first conjugation end in are, in the infinitive. The infinitive is just a fancy name for the basic idea, the whole verb, before you attach it to a person or a tense. To go, to sleep, to walk. That's what it means, okay? So the infinitive for a first conjugation verb ends in are. Any verb that's first conjugation, you'll see in the dictionary, it'll give you the infinitive in are, or it might have a little number 1 next to it. That'll indicate first conjugation, will behave like the verbs that we're going to meet today. All right, and there are a lot of them. So this is a really useful thing to know. So which is our verb, our main verb today? Well, happily, we're taking the verb amare. Amare. It's a really nice one. Any guesses? Maybe if you know some of the European languages, you might be able to guess it. French, perhaps. It's to love. Amare is to love. So, what better verb could we choose, really, to start our lesson today? Of all the verbs there are, this one is a nice one, isn't it? Amare. Now, we can't just say I amare, she amare. We have to do something to it. What do we do to attach it to a person? Well, we remove the are, and that leaves us with the stem. In this case, am. Am. Then to that stem, we add a personal ending for I, you, they, etc. Okay? So, let's have a look with amare. Ego, the ego, is I. It's the pronoun, the word for I. Ego. So, I love, we're going to add O to the stem. Amo. Ego amo, or just amo is fine. I love. Tu. Tu. Tu is you, talking to one person. We add as. Amas. Notice a long A. Amas. Amo. Amas. Amo. Ego amo. Optionally. Amas. Tu amas. You love. I'm not going to introduce the other pronouns. They do exist, of course, although they're not used that commonly, and I'll come back to that reason. So today we'll just do ego and tu, and I'll supply the English ones. So if you want to say he, she, it, we add at. So amat, amo, amas, third person, amat. Now that will also be used if we're already talking about someone. Marcus, Julia, Marta, mother, pater, father, that person who we just talked about in the last sentence, amat, he, she loves. Okay, so that's what it means. We is amos, long A again. Amamos. Amamos. Now, in Latin we have a you plural. We don't have this in modern English. So if you're talking to just one person, we use tu, amas. If it's plural, the ending is long A, artis. amatis. You love. 2 people, 20, 200, doesn't matter. It's a bit like you all, you guys, love. So we have to just watch that. Amas, 1 person. Amatis, plural. And if it's they, any number, plural, 3rd person, ant, amant. Let's run through them. Amo, amas, amat. Amamos, amatis, amant. Repeat after me. Say these out loud. We must do this. Amo, amas, amat. Amamos, amatis, amant. With conviction, guys. Come on. Amo, amas, amat. Amamos, amatis, amant. And also looking at the board and knowing what we're saying as well, not just repeating without knowing. So, amo, it's me. Amas, amat, 3rd person, he or she. Amamos, we. Amatis, you guys. And amants, those over there, those people, they in the corner. So, amo, ego amo, amas, 2. Amat, he or she, or it. Amamos, we. Amatis, you guys. Amant, they, over there. Amo, amas, amat. Amamos, amatis, amant. Come on, 2 more times. Amo, amas, amat. Amamos, amatis, amant. Amo, amas, amat. Amamos, amatis, amant. Now, if you notice, each of the personal endings, which goes after the stem, is different. It's unique. If you think about English, apart from the 3rd person singular, he or she goes, it goes. I go, you go, they go, we go. Most of them are the same. For that reason, it's very important that we put the person. Otherwise, we wouldn't know who we're talking about. Well, now in Latin, it's not necessary, really, because amo can only be me, I. As can only be you. At can only be 3rd person, he or she. Amos is only we, etc. So that's why they don't actually use the pronouns I, he, they that often. Again, they exist, and I'll cover those at a later point. But very often you'll just get the verb, and you know if it's the I ending, the he, she ending, and in which case it will link up to a person. Either they mention their name or they were being talked about in the last sentence. It will flow, and you'll know who you're talking about. So pronouns aren't that common. You can say amo, or you can say ego amo. Same difference. The ego's not needed, but some writers do use it sometimes. Tu amas, or just amas, you love. Okay, one other point on these. The good thing about Latin with these verbs is that amo, as well as just meaning I love, as a kind of general statement, a truth, I love ice cream, it can also mean I am loving, as in right now. I'm loving these Latin verbs. Maybe a bit of a strange sentence. Let's take another example. I swim. Kind of statement, general statement of truth. I swim often. I swim once a week. I am swimming. It's now. It's happening now, or maybe in the immediate future. I am swimming later. In Latin, we don't have this continuous am-ing, is-ing form in any tense. It doesn't exist. So this doubles up. It's a bit like buy one, get one free. So we don't have to learn another one. Amo, I love. I am loving. Even, I do love. She does love. Amat. There's no separate form for it. So once we know this, that covers all bases, really. In terms of whether it's happening right now or it's just a general statement. So when you're reading Latin, if you came across amat, for instance, you just have to decide, am I going to translate it as, let's say it's Marcus, he loves, or he is loving? And it's never a problem, because the context, what you're reading in the story or whatever, it will be clear immediately, because you'll know if it's happening now or if it's a general statement. So it's not something that I'd even worry about for a moment, because I've never had any problem really making that distinction or decision when translating into English. Okay, so just wanted to make that point. Amo, I love, or I am loving, or even I do love. Covers them all. Okay, so I hope you're following. I hope this is helping. Let's go through them one more time. Then we'll look at a few extra verbs that are also first conjugation that behave in the same way. So, o, as, at, these are the personal endings to the stem. Amos, artis, ant gives us, with this verb, amare, take off the are, we have am, amo, amas, amat, amamos, amatis, amant. Brilliant. Okay. Some more first conjugation. When a verb conjugates, conjugation, that's how it changes. You know what happens to it in the different persons or in the different tenses. That's a fancy word. That's all it means. So these verbs on the second whiteboard, as you can see, all end in are, which means their first conjugation, which means, great news, they behave just like this one, amare. So let's have a look at them. Number one, salutare. Salutare. It's a bit like the English word salute. Yeah, salute. Or like that. It just means to greet. The Roman gladiators, when they went to compete in the arena, and Caesar was there, would say, Imperator, moritori te salutamus, we who are about to die greet you, hail Caesar, that kind of thing. So it's to greet, to say hi to somebody, essentially. Salutare. So how would we use this one? Well, take off the are, gives us a stem, which I've underlined in green. Salut, ends in with the T. Salut. Then we add the same endings. So it will be, let's do it together, guys. Saluto, salutas, salutat. Salutamus, salutatis, salutant. Saluto, I greet. Salutas, you greet. Salutat, he, she, it. Salutamus, salutatis, salutant. Salutare. Salutare. Marcus salutat. Marcus greets. Marcus me salutat. He greets me. Marcus puellam, accusative, salutat. Marcus greets the girl. Next verb, vocare. I think I told you about the vox. Vox is the voice. Vocare, to use the voice. To call. To call. Vocare. Take off the are, it gives us a stem. Voc, remembering the V in Latin is a W. If you can remember to pronounce it like that, we go voco, I call. Vocas, vocat, vocamus, vocatis, vocant. Voco, vocas, vocat. Vocamus, vocatis, vocant. Excellent. Next one. Laudare. Laudare is to praise. We have in the English the word laudable. If something's worthy of praise, it's laudable. Even the verb to laud or belaud someone is to praise. So we've taken that from the Latin. So remove the are, gives us loud. Loud, underlined, is a stem. Laudo, laudas, laudat. Laudamus, laudatis, laudant. Laudo, laudas, laudat. Laudamus, laudatis, laudant. Excellent. So you're doing very, very well. Try now, if I just block the whiteboard a little bit, without looking, what's the English? Which person is it? Laudamus. Laudamus. What am I saying? It's praise. Who's praising? Amos. Was it I? No. We. We praise, or we are praising. Remember, it could mean that as well. Laudant. A-N-T. Laudant. What was that? They. They praise. They are praising. What was the first one we just added? Salutare. To salute, to say hi. Greet, rather. Salutas. Salutas. You to one person, you are greeting. Saluto, I greet, I am greeting. Okay, good. Two more. Ambulare. I really like this one. I don't know why, I just do. Ambulare, to walk, to amble. The same thing, you can say that. Don't think people use it very much in English, but it does exist. Ambulare. Ambulo, ambulas, ambulat. Ambulamos, ambulatis, ambulant. Come on. Ambulo, ambulas, ambulat. Ambulabus, ambulatis, ambulant. Little trick. If you wanted to make it negative. I don't walk. Ever. I'm not walking. How would we do that? Very simple. We just add one little word. Known. N-O-N. Negative word. Known. Non ambulo. Oh no. I'm not walking. I don't walk. Non saluto. I don't greet. Non laudo. I don't praise. I'm not praising today. Very hard to please. So known for any person. Non laudat. She doesn't praise. He doesn't praise. Non ambulas. You're not walking. You don't walk. Just known in front of the verb. Nice and easy. Ambulare, to walk. Last one. Ooh. Laborare. Laborare. We're exerting ourselves with these last two verbs. We're walking and then we're working. Maybe we're walking to work. A bit like labour. To work. So, quite long this last one, isn't it? Orare. Laborare. Take off the ending. Are. Gives us labor, which is actually a noun as well. It means the word, it's a noun for work. Actually, labor. But here it's just a stem of the verb. Labor. After the R, we add the endings. Laboro, laboras, laborat. Laboramos, laboratis, laborant. Last time. Laboro, laboras, laborat. Laboramos, laboratis, laborant. And when you're saying it, are you remembering who you're talking about? Laboro, laboras, laborat. Laboramos, we guys. Laboratis, you lot. Laborant, those over there in the corner. Laboro, laboras, laborat. Laboramos, laboratis, laborant. I do not work. Non laboro, or I'm not working. Non laboro, nunc. Nunc, N-U-N-C, now. Non laboro, nunc. Non laboramos. We're not working. It's the holidays, and we're going to the gladiatorial games or something like that. Well, I probably wouldn't. Well, maybe for a Roman, I would have done, but certainly not appeal to me anything like that today. So we've got our verbs, all are. Okay, amo, I love, I am loving, I do love. Non, N-O-N, non amo, non amas, makes it negative. Nice and easy. In English we say I do not, he does not. Oh, we don't need that in Latin. There's no doing and doesing in this sense. We just put the known in front of the verb. All right? So before we finish, maybe we can just make a few short sentences. I think I did promise that last time. I said we'd make some short sentences using some of the words from the last lesson. Here's the trick. Can you remember? What did we have? What were the words we had? The a words. First declension nouns. Well, the main one was puella. We had mensa. What was that? Table. We had aquila, the sign of the legions, flies, eagle. What was the farmer? Agricola. Agricola. So, how would we say, remembering that the subject is the a, nominative, and the accusative, it's the object, gets an M on it, am. Puella, puellam. Agricola, agricolam. We had star, stella, stellam. How would you say the farmer loves, it's he, third person, singular, the girl. So we know it's agricola. We know puella, both first declension nouns. We've got those two. We've taken them off our shelf of learning. And we know the verb. I'm going to suggest you put the verb to the end, because especially in these short sentences, Latin likes to do that. So the farmer loves the girl. Farmer, girl, loves. But think about your subject and your object endings. Have you worked out it's going to be amat? Because it's he, singular. Subject is the farmer, agricola, nominative. Puellam, amat, agricola. Puellam, amat. We have to put the am on the puella because she's not doing the loving, she's receiving it. Okay, so she's accusative. Agricola, puellam, amat. We could move the words around, doesn't matter. Puellam, agricola, amat. Same thing. Because it's not the order in which the words appear, but it's the endings. And as soon as you see that puellam, we know she's not doing the action. It's the farmer. Let's try another one. What about the girl calls the farmer? The girl calls with her vox, the voice, vocare, vocare. We've got puella, we've got agricola. One of them needs to go with an accusative ending. Third person verb, singular. Calls. What's calls going to be? The girl calls, third person. Amat, we'll put that at the end. Amat, the girl is doing the action, nominative case. Puella, agricolam, amat. Puella, agricolam, amat. Or agricolam, puella, amat. Slightly strange sentence. What if I just, I've bought a new piece of furniture, I've bought a new table, and I just really love this table. It's an oak table, and there are engravings, and someone's taken their time, labouring to produce this. Alright. I love the table. There's no word for the or a in Latin. I love table. We don't even need to put the ego in. What's the word for table? Do you remember? Mensa. First declension. Feminine. Is the table loving me? Be a clever table? No. I'm doing the loving. I'm the subject. Ego. Whether you choose to mention me explicitly or not. The table's receiving the action. Therefore it's accusative. Mensam. Amo. Ego. If you like. Mensam. Amo. Mensam, amo. We love the table. Mensam, amamos. Mensam, amamos. We don't love the table. Mensam, what is it? Non, N-O-N, amamos. Mensam, non, amamos. It's ugly. It's a scruffy table. Get rid of it. Mensam, non, amamos. Okay, but we look into the sky and we adore the star. Remember what that is? Stella. We love the star. We love the star. Stellam, accusative, because the star's not loving me. Stellam amamos. He loves the star. Stellam amat. Now some verbs, like walking and working, they don't really take an object. You don't walk something, do you? You can walk in a place or for a period of time or every day, but that's not a direct object. So that one will just have a subject. So the girl walks or is walking. What would that be? The girl walks, is walking. Puella, nominative, because she's doing it. Ambulat. The girl is not walking. Puella, non, N-O-N. Ambulat. Puella non ambulat. The farmer is working. Labouring. Who's working? The farmer. There's no one else there. Nominative case. Agricola, with the a ending, basic normal ending. Agricola, labor. Third person. Laborat. Agricola, laborat. Nunc, now, N-U-N-C. Agricola, laborat. He's not working. The farmer is not working, which is simply farmer, because there's no the. We don't do is ing. Do you remember that? So farmer not works is how you say it. Agricola, or agricola, subject case, non laborat, nunc. Agricola, non laborat. So there we go. We've practiced and we've practiced. Let's just quickly recite these verbs and then we'll finish, because it's been quite a long video, but I think it's a useful one. So, amare, are, first conjugation ending. Amo, amas, amat, amamos, amatis, amant. Amo, amas, amat, amamos, amatis, amant. Let's just revise our new infinitives. Salutare, to greet, to say hi. Vocare, to call with my voice. Vocare. Laudare, to praise. Very laudable achievement. Laudare. Ambulare, to walk, to amble, to go for a nice walk. Ambulare. And to work, to labour. Laborare. Any first conjugation verb you find, which will be indicated with the are as the infinitive or a number 1 in your books or dictionaries, will behave like this. So you have just learned how to conjugate hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of verbs. Congratulations. Well done. I hope you've enjoyed this. My advice is, like I said in the last video, not to move on until you've really recited and learnt these, so you can do it so quickly. If I said to you, he loves, you can say amat. They love, amant. We greet, salutamos. I walk, ambulo. So you know your endings that fast. And when you know that and you're confident with it, that is the best position to be in to start the next video. So the same with the one before this on puella and a endings. Master what we've done so far and then move on, and then you'll grow in confidence and you're going to become a very, very good Latinist as we move on. Okay, guys, thank you all for sticking with this rather long video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's useful for you. I hope the visuals are all right. As we go on, I'm going to try to improve things, get a slightly better camera, learn about some video editing, but it's all rather basic at the moment, but I think it serves our purpose, and as long as you're understanding, that's the main thing. So this is a new channel. Please give me a like. That will really, really help me. I'd appreciate it. Please give me a like. Subscribe if you'd like to find out about the next videos. I'm going to be doing them quite often, and I'd love a few comments. So tell me where you are in the world. Are you here in England, or are you on some other part of this beautiful planet learning Latin? Why are you learning Latin? Yeah, send me a short message. I'd love to have a look and see who I'm reaching with these videos. Okay, so thank you guys. I'll wind up here and I shall say walete, which means be well, walete, or goodbye. Okay, take care guys, see you soon.